My name is Carmen Martin, and you're watching Carmen Martin Unfiltered. This week, we'll be discussing the act of overcoming fear. Have you ever felt like fear is holding you back from experiences, from opportunities, or from becoming a better you? You know that this is the case, but you feel like there's nothing you can do about it. You're paralyzed. But I'm here to tell you that there is something you can do about it, and you don't have to stay paralyzed. You don't have to stay stuck. Whether it's fear of failure, rejection, or what people might think of you, I'm going to share 4 things that you can do not to just overcome fear, but to transform it into confidence. By the end of this video, you'll have learned why fear controls you and how you can change that mindset, how to take action and build unshakable confidence. So I just bought this bouquet of flowers, so I'm going to explain it like a flower. We're going to start with the roots, the stem, the leaves, and the flower itself. So let's start with the roots. Why does fear control you? Well, actually, hear this. Fear doesn't control you. It's the way you react to fear that controls you. We get to thinking of worst case scenarios and our body starts to react in uncomfortable ways like butterflies in your stomach or realistically, bubble guts. All of a sudden you have to use the bathroom and you don't feel good. You feel like you're gonna vomit. In my case, I get scared that my face is going to turn red and people are going to think something's wrong with me. But that's never the case. Not to make us sound crazy, but it's all in our heads. It's all in our mind. That's where it starts. That's the root of the issue. Our minds are wired to protect us from danger. Even if the danger isn't real and we know that we'll survive this ordeal, our bodies don't know that. So our minds know it, but our bodies don't. So our bodies start to react in a way that we don't want to confront. And that's why fear feels so real, because we listen to our bodies and we pay attention to this gut feeling that we feel like we need to take care of ourselves because our gut is telling us something bad is about to happen. But 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. Think about a time you were scared to do something, but you did it anyways. Did you feel good about yourself afterwards? Or did you feel silly because, like, why? Like, I was scared for no reason. I'm shaking for no reason. Like, for example, this is a good example. When I was a kid, I used to go to the doctor and I'd be so scared to get a shot. Like, I would be shaking. And then they finally get the needle in, and I'm like, that was it? That's what I was scared of. And I feel stupid. For lack of better words, I feel stupid after. I'm like, I was really overreacting. And I always laugh about it after. That's proof that 90% of the time that we have a fear, it's irrational and we shouldn't let it control us or stop us from doing that thing. You need to remind yourself that fear is not a truth that we have to believe. Now that we know that fear is delusions of worst case scenarios or just straight irrational, let's get to the stem. What can we do to shift this mindset? We've got to shift our mindset because the fear isn't going anywhere. It's not going to change. But what is going to change is how we respond to it. People mistake themselves by thinking confidence is the lack of fear, but that's not true at all. Confidence is from being scared, but doing it anyways. Remind yourself that fear is proof that you're one step closer to growth. The fact that you have something to be scared of means that you have an experience that you haven't had before. Now you have this thing that you can grow from. Like a flower. Now that you've accepted that fear is proof that you're one step closer to growth, you can reframe your fear as excitement. You're excited for this experience. You're excited that when this moment is over, you're one step closer to your goal. Fear and excitement actually feel the same in your body. Your stomach starts to rumble. You start to get shaky. Your armpits start to sweat, like mine are right now. The same exact thing happens when you're excited for something. So just start telling yourself that you're excited instead of saying you're scared. I can confirm from my own experience that saying I'm excited instead of I'm scared has actually made a real difference in my life. That's really why I'm here today. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, because I've lived it. I'm living it. If you're not telling yourself you're scared, you're more likely to move toward that thing you used to say that you're scared to do. The last thing that you can do to shift your mindset is to stop telling yourself or stop saying that I'll wait till I'm ready. If you keep waiting for the moment that you're ready or until your life gets to looking the way you want it to look to start, that time will never come. I guarantee you, if you keep on waiting until you're ready, you're going to be waiting until you're old and frail, and then it'll be too late. And let me tell you right now, that is something to be scared of. Waiting until it's too late. That's terrifying. Would you rather be scared for something negative or scared to do something positive in your life? Collect that. Ew, I don't like that. Okay. The time will never be right, and you'll grow old, still working a 9 to 5, until you've saved up enough to retire and live on a fixed income. And you'll still feel unfulfilled, knowing that all of your talents and ideas have gone to waste and it's too late. Now that's something to be scared of. To prevent this real scary situation from happening, you need to take action. The action will be the leaves of our flower. You can take action by first identifying what it is that you're scared of. Is it fear of failure, rejection, or judgment? Get specific, because once you figure out what it is that's making you fearful, you can know what you need to do to push through it. Now ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen? And actually try to think of what's the worst thing that can happen. 9 times out of 10, the worst thing that can happen is something that you'll survive, you can adapt from, and that you will grow from. Now that you know there's nothing rational to be afraid of, you can start taking baby steps towards your goal. You don't have to go for it all at once because that can get overwhelming, of course. But whatever it is, start with the idea and then write down the idea and then imagine yourself doing the idea. Once you get a good picture of what it is you want to do it. Do it. You know exactly what it's going to look like because you pictured it in your head. Do it. You might not have pictured the reaction, but you did think of the worst case scenarios and you survived, right? So just do it. Now that you've done it once, do it again and again and again. This is how you build confidence. By exposing yourself repeatedly, your body starts to become accustomed to it because you've done it before and it's gone better and better each time. This takes me back to when I was a paraprofessional. I was terrified to teach those kindergartners, okay? I was scared. I didn't think I could do it, but I had to because it was my job. I was getting paid to do it. And after I did it once, I succeeded. It didn't go perfect, but I did it. I survived, and I did it again and again. And by May, they were more than ready for first grade. And that again is proof that you can do it, and you can grow from it, and you can turn it into something beautiful, like a flower. Now that you've done it and you're low-key used to doing it, every time you face a fear, so every time you do it, celebrate. That's a W. Even if it's a lowercase w, it's still a W. You've won because you faced that fear. So celebrate that. This rewires your brain to think of fear as success and not stress. Now that you've taken the action to face your fears, how can you make sure that this confidence sticks around for the long run? This confidence will be the bloomed flowers. Like my tulips. Put them in water and they bloomed. But that's not what we're talking about. The tulips, they're beautiful. Okay. Anyways, you can start by making obtainable promises to yourself and others. If you're anything like me, you don't like breaking promises. If you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it, comfortable or not. This is how you're going to build trust in yourself. Another thing you can do to build confidence is surround yourself with brave people. If you're around people who don't care what other people think of them and they do what they want to do because they know it'll make them happy, it'll rub off on you. You'll find yourself participating in the shenanigans with them. And if you can participate in their shenanigans, you can participate in your own shenanigans. A very important thing you can do is reframe failure as feedback. Every failure is just data. It teaches you what works and what doesn't. Simple as that. Failure is feedback. Amazon started as a bookstore. Jeff Bezos didn't even think it was going to work, but he didn't give up. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple before coming back and leading the company into massive success. Like, everything in my house is Apple. TV, iPad, phone, AirPods, like, and you're telling me you're too scared? Got it. Another example, Elon Musk's companies were on the verge of bankruptcy before they changed the world. As a matter of fact, I just saw a video where a YouTuber was recording him And he mentioned something so simple, and Elon was like, you know what? Now that you say that, I probably should have done that on my spaceship. He took that failure and he turned it into feedback. And then he brought the YouTuber back and told him that that was the best thing he could have done for his spaceship. He didn't cry about it. He just improved by using that failure as feedback. And it ended up working out for the better. Success isn't about having it all figured out. It's about pushing forward despite failing over and over again. And that brings me to focusing on what you can gain and not what you'll lose. Because Elon Musk saw his failure as something he could gain and not something he lost, he now has multiple successful and working spaceships. They're not just for show. If you think about what you can gain, I bet you that over time, there's more gains than there will be losses. At the end of the day, fear will always exist, but you get to decide what happens next. You can either let it control you, or you can use it as fuel. If this video helped you, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with someone who is letting their fears hold them back. You never know who might need that extra push. I think I did good. And I look cute. It's the lip combo. Okay.